having trouble getting wheelchair-accessible tickets to a game on social media, tagging some of their favorite players.
And I'm like, come on, guys, you got to do something for my granny. She's a good time. And I tagged them again.
The next morning, she woke up to the news they'd been hoping for. 2 tickets, courtesy of Snell. A Padres rep said he thought she might be just what they needed.
He thinks your grandma's going to be his good luck charm while he pitches on Wednesday. So he has secured you guys 2 tickets to Wednesday's game, wheelchair accessible, and the rest is history, I guess.
Ani says Berta has been a fan of the team since the beginning. Born and raised in National City, she was one of 13 kids born to parents who immigrated from Mexico. She eventually ended up working for the Navy for decades.
She is the heart and soul of San Diego. She's the American dream personified.
Berta says she had the time of her life.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh my Lord, how did this happen? Maybe I'll get to go and see them. I was so happy.
Making plenty of friends at the stadium with her contagious excitement.
Everybody saw I was, and they'd come and give me 5. So many people would be under us and above us and on the way out.
Crediting her faith for helping the team get that much-needed win.
I was glad to be there, and when we started losing, it wasn't luck, I was praying.
And of course, making sure to thank the guy who made it all possible. Lindsay Pena, ABC 10 News.
Wow, Berta and her granddaughter did not get a chance to thank Snell in person, but they tell us they're crossing their fingers, hoping they get to soon. What a precious woman. She said it wasn't luck, she was praying. And thank you, Berta, for your prayers.
Berta's our good luck charm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we got her and the goose. We are good
We're
to go.
good to go.
And we have more coverage of the Padres' quest for the NLCS in our special section of 10news.com. Just click the Padres button at the top of the homepage. You can also find a link to join our Friar Nation Facebook page.
We're staying on top of a developing story. Firefighters are trying to contain a brush fire in the Mount Hope area. So far, it's burned about 1/8 of an acre in Canyon. That's on Federal Boulevard off the 94 and the 15 freeway there. You can see it at the top of your screen. San Diego Fire says this fire is moving at a slow rate. ABC 10 News will bring you any updates as we get them.
And we're expecting to see some big changes in our weekend forecast. Meteorologist Vanessa Paz tracking a little rain coming in. And of course, it's helping those firefighters tonight to be a little cooler.
Oh, most certainly. And yes, those rain chances will start to increase as we get through the evening hours tomorrow. We'll start to see some drizzle. Break down the timeline in just a moment, but I first want to start off with the satellite and radar picture. Right now, it looks like most of us are dry. We are starting to see those clouds rolling in along our coastal communities, and those clouds will just increase as we get through the next few hours. It's all thanks to this trough just to our north. That jet stream way up is going to dip southward. That's going to increase the onshore flow, and it's going to bring a couple of changes in terms of rain, very high winds, and cool temperatures. So here's that chance of rain I was talking about. As I mentioned, some of those clouds could squeeze out some light showers, drizzle tomorrow morning, but it's looking likely that most areas will see some type of scattered shower activity around the 9 p.m. hour, increasing overnight. In addition, we are also feeling that cool down. I'm sure you noticed the big drop in temperatures this afternoon, and they'll only continue to drop as we get through the weekend. Right now, 66 in Fallbrook, low 70s in Oceanside and Escondido, 69 in Chula Vista, 72 in Poway. Quick look at tomorrow's highs. We'll drop another 5 to 10 degrees, and we're also looking at very gusty winds, which will break down a little later in my full forecast. Kimberly.
Thank you, Vanessa. We're learning more about the work that will be shut down train service between Oceanside and San Diego this weekend. NCTD crews will make routine repairs on the coastal rail line, while Sandag will install ballast rocks along the El Portal undercrossing. That's the bridge in Encinitas. Sandag says these suspensions are planned in advance.
They choose these windows to have the least operational impact and community impact for us to do work on the corridor that would otherwise not be possible when trains are running, or would be very difficult when trains are running.
Shuttle buses will be available for travelers who need to get from Oceanside to Orange County, and coaster service will return Monday, but NCTD is warning of delays. These closures are on top of Pacific Surfliner and Metrolink suspensions. Service is shut down through at least mid-December because of cliff erosion near San Clemente.
The City of San Diego's street vending ordinance could soon be enforced in coastal communities. The Union Tribune reports the city council agreed to discuss it at a meeting next month. The ordinance took effect in June. It requires vendors to have a permit to operate, but the Coastal Commission has yet to approve the regulations for La Jolla, Ocean Beach, and Mission Beach. The City Council has since changed the wording of the ordinance and will vote on it in November. If approved, it would take effect in the coastal zones at the start of 2023.
15 years ago, the witch fire devastated the North County, burning hundreds of thousands of acres and destroying homes.
While we've learned a lot about fighting wildfires since then, some things have not changed.
Why haven't these roads been built if developers were supposed to do this?
Coming up,
That's a good question, and I don't have the answer to that.
Coming up, the push to build roads that could be the key to evacuating in a fire. We go in depth on the efforts by local leaders to help save lives.
Tonight, the White House reports of Iranian troops on the ground in Ukraine helping the Russians. What could this mean for Putin's war? Plus, counting down to the midterms with so much at stake. World News Tonight with David Muir is the most watched newscast on all of television.
Today marks 15 years since the witch fire tore through North County, burning nearly 200,000 acres. 2 people died in that fire, and nearly 1,800 buildings, many of them homes, were lost. And we've learned a lot about fighting wildfires since then, with advances in technology, warnings, and more firefighting equipment.
But some things have not changed. Many of the roads that clogged during evacuations are still the only way in and out of some North County communities, despite calls for new roads. ABC 10 News anchor Jared Aarons takes an in-depth look at how leaders in Valley Center are trying to get those built while still finding creative ways to keep their residents safe.
This truly is one way in and one way out.
Valley Center Fire Chief Joe Napier knows this map by heart.
And we move people using these evacuation routes.
It's the Valley Center evacuation map. Purple for primary routes, yellow for secondary. These roads would be critical in a natural disaster, but they haven't changed much for decades.
There's been some improvements to the infrastructure, but not significant improvements to the infrastructure since 2003.
A county report in 2012 hoped to change that. This 85-page report identified a half a dozen new or improved roads that could become primary evacuation routes. In 2012, the report estimated it would have cost $30.3 million to build them all. 10 years later, none have been built, and all of them would cost more now.
It is a tremendously important issue.
Dolores Chavez Harms is the chair of the Valley Center Community Planning Group. She says it's past time to change that.
I care about my community. I care about my neighbors. I care about people that visit our community.
ABC 10 News reached out to the county about why none of the roads have been built. In a statement, a spokesperson told us, quote, "The implementation of these corridors is predicated on private development happening," and pointed out a line in the report that says, "This plan should not give the expectation that the county will assume the responsibility for funding the roads identified." We asked Supervisor Jim Desmond, who represents Valley Center, if he had tried to find any funding over the last decade. His staff declined to comment, instead referring us to the county's statement.
Why haven't these roads been built if developers were supposed to do this?
That's a good question, and I don't have the answer to that.
Chavez Harms points out there has been new development in Valley Center, like Park Circle, which added more than 600 new homes. And census data shows the population of the community has grown by as much as 25% since 2010. She's concerned about people that live nearby or drive through.
So we need to make this happen, not just for the people currently here in Valley Center, but for our new neighbors that are coming in.
But Napier points out new roads aren't the only way to improve evacuations. The county, the sheriff, the city, and CAL FIRE meet every month to go over plans. Minor improvements on existing roads allow them to handle more traffic, and new technology makes it easier and faster to warn people about evacuations.
And to give them direction to evacuate to a particular point, or just to head out a particular evacuation route.
Still, Chief Napier would like to see some of the suggested roads built.
Without wide paved evacuation routes that go to Highway 15, without bypass roads that bypass main arterials, it does make it more difficult for public safety to get our community out in a general evacuation.
This road that they call Road 19 is one of the ones Chief Napier would like to see improved. Pave this gravel and dirt, clear some of the brush, and then if there's a fire, they could simply open that gate and give people another way out.
Mirar de Valle is another road the community would like improved and extended all the way to I-15. That was one of the report's recommendations. It's number 8 on this map. The community planning group is also pushing for number 3 and number 14. And Road 19, well, that's number 7 here.
Why can't we get that done?
You know, I wish I knew.
In Valley Center, Jared Aarons, ABC 10 News.
This 10 News Pinpoint Weather Report is sponsored by Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air. Nobody wows clients like we do.
After just seeing that story from Jared, we realize how fortunate we are that the temperatures did cool off. Vanessa Paz has been tracking that, but it's nice for our fire.
Oh yeah, certainly. But also a reminder, Santa Ana season, we're in the thick of it. It has started, so it's always important to remind yourself to have a to-go bag ready. We had some Santa Ana winds this past week, and we certainly will as we wrap up the year. So let's go ahead and start things off this Friday, because as we wrap up the week, right now we're looking at much cooler conditions in comparison to what we saw a couple of days ago. We are officially in sunset hour, and this is a gorgeous sight right now looking at Hotel Del. In fact, earlier at the bottom of the screen, I saw that they were having their own watch party at the hotel there. Very nice. And they got the fire pits going bottom left of your screen. Overall, a nice night across the county. 68 degrees currently in Coronado. Switching gears, we're seeing some of those marine layer clouds spill into the mid inland valleys. 70 currently in Poway, light winds out of the southwest of about 5 miles per hour. Most of us are seeing upper 60s, low 70s scattered west of the mountain areas. Still a little warm in Warner Springs at 70 degrees and cool in Palomar Mountain currently at 57. Hour by hour, if you have any plans outside this evening, make sure that you dress in layers, because as we get close to the 8-9 a.m. hour, we'll be in the low 60s. So we'll see that 10-degree drop in temperatures within a span of 2 hours. Low pressure, this trough here is going to dig south this weekend. It's going to increase that onshore flow and usher in a lot of changes in terms of high winds, rain, and cool weather. So here's a quick look at that wind futurecast. Again, these are very strong winds that we're expecting, peaking tomorrow evening. The color contour here in the magenta